Howdy folks, what I do. I hope you're treating yourselves oh so well, and of course others. My name is Claire, and this is a channel where we like to do tarot readings. Today, how you're currently being viewed. So, with that, how you are currently being viewed. This could be by certain people, a person on your mind. We'll see what comes through. So, pile one. Pile one. Eight of Wands. You're moving with the quickness at a pace that is hard to keep up with. You are a significant force, a competitive force. I had this word competitive in my mind. So it's almost like you are being willed to show your final form, your strength in certain ways, and it is not comfortable for you at all. With the Tower, I think it's something that is mandatory, and it is assigning you to this situation. You can't run away, and it's becoming blatantly obvious. The Page of Cups, it's almost like life is giving you small pushes forward, being like, yes, everything seems like you should try something else or give up on this path, this direction, because the page is just such a small, simple, inspired card next to the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is someone who's been on their path for so long that they're at the speed of, their momentum is unstoppable. The 8 is so close to the 10, and then you've got the Tower, which is 16, and it kind of makes me think that you're wanting everything in your life to change. You're willing to have a lot of things in your life be uprooted for the sake of change and prosperity. You want to give in. I think there's parts of you that is not up for the fight. Naturally, you want to wake up and be fine. 7 of Swords. You want to not have to hold these swords. You don't want to feel like you're looking over your shoulder all the time. It's not you. It's not how you want to be, but it is calling. You are being beckoned. And this vitriol that you're dealing with from others, it's at the behest of others, for sure. I don't think that you are egging on such. If you have egged on this anxiety or the situation in any way, I think that you were backing down from it. Maybe you've, Knight of Cups, allowed your emotions to show in some way, form, or fashion, and maybe you feel the need to reach out to some higher source or higher figure and be like, this is how I'm being treated. I want you to be aware of it or something. And I do not think that is I think people will find that they do not know how to help you in this situation, and the situation will relieve itself quicker if you do not put the weight of it on other people. There might be an authority figure that you could potentially say something to, or you could vent in certain ways to people. I don't think people want to hear it, and I don't think an authority figure will be able to suffice a end to this. This is a battle. This is something, the 5 of Wands, and it was in reverse. It's almost like you stepping down from this will prolong it. You extending this to other people, trying to get relief from others it won't extend it, but I think it might just make it bigger in your world than it needs to be. This is something I think you might have been getting clues on something. This is a natural part of your path. You have to deal with this. And you want it to go through your life as quickly as possible. The 8 of Cups, and you cannot walk away from it. The 8 of Cups in reverse. You cannot walk away from the situation. You are so close to an end. And the people that are around you, they are realizing that they have no reason to care about you or like you or be decent to you. That is something that is very true in this situation, and what is making it even more what am I fighting for in your sense? I think you're kind of like, there's no end game here. The Two of Cups, yes. There's no resolution here. You're just going the distance. The things that you're up against at this point have no reason to find a resolution with you, and they do not want to. There is hostility. It's unwarranted in certain ways. Maybe you have prolonged the situation or made it worsened in some form or fashion, but ultimately you were signed up for a fight and you have met it to where it is. You have fought this fight decently. I think that people are realizing that you're immovable. You're malleable in a sense that you're not being... The people that are observing what's happening to you do not think that you are being unreasonable. I'll tell you that. The Sun. Yeah. The people that are observing you do not think you are being unreasonable. They think that you are a more considerable force than they realized. There was something about people have talked about the situation around you. Maybe the people that are aggressing the situation have others they can talk to that are aware of the situation, that know you as well. It's something about people are talking about you around you, and you can sense that. You sense that there are ties. In essence, the people that do not care for you, they have ties around you for some reason, form or fashion, and they feel embarrassed by the way they're acting, and you can tell by the way that they're acting that they're kind of slipping and losing grip a little bit. And I think that the force that you're presenting into the world is alchemizing a bigger opportunity for you in the long run of things. So what these people, you will not see the downfall of these people. It is not your task to see their end or their karma. You are not to be their sense of justice in any way. This is not for you. You want this situation to go in and out of your life as quickly as possible. You want it to burn up and be on its way. You will not see the resolution of these people because you do not care about these people. If they do not bother you all the time, the Death card in reverse. Yeah, if they did not bother you all the time, then you would not think twice about these people. And I think that the fact that you are dealing with this, you're like, what is it all for? And it seems like it's nothing. Could be mentally a little disfiguring because you can't really put a purpose or a reason on why you're doing some certain things right now, but it will make sense soon. The end is near of this tragedy. I hear that it's like a comedy tragedy for you in your life right now. Like, you can find simple ways that life is doting on you and presenting you as a figurehead to be reckoned with. You're someone who life is on your side, and you can tell. You can see through other people's actions that they are not after good. So the people that are around observing that know that too, and I think that they're embarrassed, but they can't approach you because they have a tie to these other people. They cannot approach you because they don't have anything to say. There might be boundaries or barriers in some way, form, or fashion. These people cannot help you. A lot of people cannot help you right now because this is your path, and it feels lonely because it is, but that is because you're about to have the resilience that is required for your destiny. And I think maybe your destiny might be a little unclear as well. So you're kind of like, okay, I'm just fighting for what? Yeah. The Two of Wands. Your destination will be observed by others, by these people, by the ones that have observed you in all ways. That's why it is important for you to show your best self, to put your best foot forward. Do not step out of your character just because some people are testing you all the time. Ultimately, they will get theirs. Everyone will get theirs, and that can promise and a threat. for sure. And I mean that because you have to act right in order to get yours, or you will get it in another way. And these people, they will receive karmic justice. Do not worry about them. Don't think about them any more than they try to make you. It's all just a burden until it's not anymore. But with that, you got this, and you gotta know I love you. Pile 2, hi. This is how you are currently being viewed by people, places, what's going on around you, and how they think of you. So I hope this is helpful. I hope you are well. And let's get it. You are the 0, the Fool. Look at that. It is dawn. The day has come. That's what I'm hearing. I think it would be beneficial for you to go outside and listen to nature sounds. Maybe if you walk around with music, try just listening to the sounds of nature if you can for a second. Maybe talk to there might be people that are trying to talk to you. That's why I said that. I was like, there's a need to talk in some way, form, or fashion. But you got the 4 of Swords. So people are viewing you as someone who is avoiding conflict right now. Someone who does not care nor suffer any fools. Maybe the way that you have cut off people, even if you really cared for them and you wanted them to pursue life with you, maybe the way that you confront people is just cutting it off and never talking again. And I think that's very stark for some people. They assume if you never talk to them again, then you really have nothing to say, even though it's more like, if you talk to me, if you come towards me, I have plenty to say. I just want you to be strong enough to engage. People are feeling like they are embarrassed for the way that they've acted, but also that they didn't have enough at the time. Feeling maybe like you didn't have enough to say to them at the time. I think these people feel like you have taken the things that you felt and destroyed them or annihilated them in some way. You've put them towards other things in your life that no longer is them in any way, form, or fashion. This person, places, or things feels as though you are engaging with new lifestyles. The 2 of Pentacles and the 2 of Cups. This person is they think that you've moved on to the point of looking at them in embarrassment or as if they only tried to hurt you. This person feels really remorseful for the fact that with the 4 of Swords, I think that they felt like they needed to reach out to you at one point in time, and they spent so much time not doing that. Now they are fearful of any sort of what you would have to say. I think there's a serious concern about what you would say to them about their actions. They're not very strong emotionally. I don't think they've ever been tested with the 9 of Wands. This person is business oriented, and they think that you are emotional in a way that could have helped them or can help them in some way, form, or fashion. There's something about the way that you treat them that brings out their emotional side, and they want that, but they feel like you are judging them for some reason or form or fashion. Like there's something, the way that they are, the way that they have their life set up, there's something that they think that you are overlooking them, that you thought of them, considered it, and was like, nah, but there is no ill will. Like you don't even care enough to hate them. You were just kind of like, this is unfortunate that it happened. It sucks. Shit. They feel burdened and trapped by the fact that they don't know who you are anymore, or they don't know how to approach you in a sense of you as a person. If you're not on talking terms, they don't know who you are anymore. If this is a person that's in your life, they've never dealt with a person like you who is emotionally inclined, but also in a way that is emotionally reserved. Like, you will talk about anything and everything you feel, but you know exactly when and where to display that sort of emotion. The Eight of Pentacles. It's almost like this person thinks that you don't, because this is in reverse. This person thinks that you have decided that they are not the lifestyle for you, that you could find more results elsewhere, and they view you as someone who has taken the power away from the situation. Like, you don't want to have a conversation about deeper, more emotional things, and if they tried, they might get shut down or feel stupid in some way. I think this person is it's remorseful that they didn't take the opportunity when you guys had a conversation about something more deeply, or it's almost like you brought something to speak about at one point in time. You tried to be open to them. You tried to speak. You tried to relieve everything at the altar is what I'm trying to say. I think there was an emotional give that you presented to this person. Like, do you want to talk? Can we talk about some things? And they could have taken that opportunity to delve into what they wanted to speak on, but instead they did what they normally do, and now they feel like this opportunity is too heavy, or you've already made up the decision in some way, form, or fashion. Whether you're speaking to them or not, they feel like you are more set on the things that you think than the way that they feel. Like, they couldn't convince you in and out of the things that you're saying. The Star and the two cards that just came out together was the Star and the Ace of Swords. This person thinks that you are heavily on a path trying to find success or something that is so completely you. It's almost like they place you on a pedestal of someone who they actually get along with in a way that could be fruitful. The Star, someone that pours into themselves and pours in. This person thinks that you're well balanced in a way that brings out their emotional self, like I said before, and yours. Like, you guys are very compatible, and they've never met someone like this. And they feel like because of their inaction, because of the way that they have treated you in some way, form, or fashion, even if it wasn't really diabolical or bad or anything, you guys could be on good terms right now. But they just think that the way that your life is set up, you do not consider them they don't think that you consider them successful, I think, is what the thing. Like, they think that they need to hide their lifestyle in some way. They can't be completely upfront with you because they assume that you will think they're being lazy because they have a simple routine, or the way that their life is set up. They feel as though they cannot let you in because you've got a lot that you think of, or maybe you're judgmental in some way that they think you will judge them. You could just be really playful and say a lot of things that are rough around the edges. You could just be funny and give this person, like, you guys play fight or something like that. You have a very edgy attitude, and this person thinks that it can flip on a dime. They really enjoy every aspect of you, but they're scared that maybe they could see a different side of you if they push the wrong buttons or try the wrong way. Like, you're in control, and if they try to take any of that away from you in any way, they will be reprimanded. And I don't think that's the truth at all. I don't think that's the type of person you are. They just are fearful of you. Yeah, the two of Swords. This person feels helpless to make decisions towards you because they are not only feel self-conscious about the way that their life is right now, they feel as though that you would be burdened by something that is as heavy as what they assume emotions are. Because this person is not emotionally inclined. They're emotionally inept in a lot of ways, but they're building on this emotional feeling, and they think that it's a burden. Like, talking to you about feelings would be burdensome. And it's just like, I think you want these things. Maybe life is kind of preventing you guys from clicking right now. Maybe divine timing has its way. But the Magician in reverse, yeah, you guys could be feeling very helpless at the sight and feel of each other. And I think it's a matter of divine timing because you've gotten a lot of reverse cards, but a lot of cards about power and decent feelings and a back and forth. This person wants a back and forth desperately. They think that this could be very fruitful. Maybe you guys bring out creative aspects in each other, your worlds could be built upon in effortless ways together, but they just think that that would be annoying to you. Annoying to say. They don't want to ruffle your feathers in any way. They think that you are steady on your path and a little fearful of knocking you off of that. So they respect you in a lot of ways. They have a lot of sweet feelings for you. They just are trying to figure out if you feel that way to them, if you would want that with them at all. So with that, you gotta know I love you. Pile 3. Hello. This is how you are currently being viewed by others in whatever way that comes to pass. So I hope these messages are helpful. How you are currently being viewed. Pile number 3, you've got the Knight of Rings. So the Knight of Pentacles, a very slow-moving, steady, reliable pace. People seeing that you don't fight dirty. Yeah. 9 of Swords. People are realizing that you are willing to look at how this knight is looking back. You're willing to, I hear, fall on your own sword, in essence. Perhaps instead of fighting fire with fire or an eye for an eye in a situation, you decided to back off and pretty much like swallow the blade. You had a lot of things that you felt and wanted to feel, a lot of sensations, good and bad, in this situation, and it became nightmarish, and you had to take what you could from it and move forward in whatever way that you could. And a lot of people watched that because you got the 9 of Swords and then the 10 of Swords. Wow. So you stepped away from a situation that you were talked about heavily. I think it was in a curious way, in a lot of ways. You were spoken about because of a group of people, that maybe someone was interested in you, or you were being considered in some way, maybe a friend group, but you were being spoken about in a lot of ways before. And then you took that, walked away. And because of that, then you were spoken about in aggressive ways. You were approached aggressively. I think this person took it upon, this person, place, or whatever, took persons, or, you know, when I say place, it's like people, but these persons or people took it upon themselves to challenge you. They said, okay, if you don't want to fall for what I'm doing, if you don't want to observe my menacing attitude or whatever, it's almost like you became the bigger person, and this person unraveled in a way, or these people unraveled and became cynical and bitter. They spoke ill of you. They acted in judgmental ways. They acted outside of themselves, and it made it really hard for you to even look at the situation again. The strength. It takes a lot of strength for you to combat the feeling of wanting to observe this person or fight back in some way, form, or fashion. I think you lost a lot of steam. Maybe you went through a depressive state after what happened. I think there was a complete unraveling of lifestyle. Maybe you were expecting to move or have something be completely different up until this point, and these people realized that your intention was that you did want something different and you were willing to fight for the greater good, but you could not do that any longer because of the malice, the vitriol you have received from these people, places, or things, and the fact that you can't go back to this. These people have nothing but to observe you and how you push forward from that point on. The King of Rings in reverse. It's almost like these people are observing you get back into... Because the King of Rings would be the King of Pentacles in reverse. And it's someone who... You got back on the horse and you started up again. Maybe you disappeared for a while, but then you became more visible in a way that these people have to observe you, maybe even in their personal lives, build. You disappeared. You went away. You disappeared. You did your thing. And then now you're back on the scene or in a situation, maybe even in life. You're actually around these people, but... Something about you're showing up again and they have to observe you take on a new lifestyle completely divulged without them. This is a person who you do not have anything for or with. You are building in a new way. The Hermit in reverse, yeah. And this person is seeing the way that you came out of the shadows, the depths, the abyss, the way that you came forward. You look really good. You look like everything and more. You've improved a lot physically. You've improved a lot mentally. And I think that the way that you were treating the environment, that these persons or people have to observe you treat someone else or something else in a way that makes them feel emotional. They are watching you treat people well or watch you in a prosperous work environment or relationship. You're overcoming a lot of trials at one point that had you looking crusty and dusty and musty. You were looking really not great, the Knight of Swords, and almost aggressive. You looked like you were taking on tasks and things that would never serve you. Like you were doing stuff at one point where people could observe you and be like, they look like they're kind of falling apart or something's going on with this person and it's got the best of them. And because you retired that attitude or that lifestyle and you dealt with it, you went into hibernation mode and you came back and you dealt with the things that you've needed to. You faced your issues in yourself. And I think this person has watched almost every step of that and it's become more painful. Or 5, 6, 7, yeah. The 7 of Swords in reverse, or the 7 of Wands in reverse. This person realizes that they have nothing that holds in your life anymore. They can't hurt you. They can't say anything that can hurt you. Maybe at one point they tried to dismember your character by speaking about how you were in a past way or saying how you were to them. This person relayed information in some way, form, or fashion, or was relayed information some way, form, or fashion that no longer applies to you and it looks outdated and like this person might be a little bitter. You're being observed in a way that you're wanted and you've got people in their feelings. And the Ace of Rings, the fact that you're wanted in some ways is making other people want you more, which is it's not a lovely thing. It's not what we really want, but I think you are being sought after in a lot of ways. You're being observed, and because you are a hot commodity, you're being spoken of. You're back on the scene, and you've changed, you've alchemized. You're a butterfly. You were in the cocoon for so long, and you've come out, and you're floating around everyone. The Ace of Rings. People are seeing that your timeline is coming to a start. You're starting again. You're doing it again. The Star. They don't know how, but they feel like something is coming on where they're about to watch you succeed in a lot of ways. And I think maybe they tried to dull that or dim that in some way. Maybe they tried to speak their piece to other people in some way, thinking that that would mean something. There's a lot of relayed information that didn't need to be. Or it was helpful. It is helpful, but the way that they did it was undermining to you. But you have a North Star, I want to say, with a star in reverse. It's almost like you have something that's guiding you that people don't understand what it is. And it's just because you're connected to Source in so many ways that as long as you continue to take life's challenges, ebbs and flows, you got the Hangman and it was reverse. It's almost like as long as you take the opportunities to take those rests, when life tells you to stop doing something, you listen and you pay attention and you commit wholeheartedly. If life tells you to get out of a situation, even if you really want it, you have given up on things that you really wanted. And because of that, you're finally getting the opportunity to have things that you really wanted in the way that will be beneficial to you, because you're no longer attracting the people that want to speak on you just because they know of you. These people don't know anything about you anymore. They don't have any recollection of you that has resonance to the person that you are now. The person that you are now is nothing compared to what you have seen and been. So, I'm going to do one more card. 5, 6, 7, 8. The 8 of Cups. Yeah. It's almost like some people are observing how much you really are not hung up on situations. All you want is to be happy, and you realize that if you think that you're going to be happy a certain way and life completely dispels and takes that out of your life, you're not going to fight for that. You don't think that you have the power that life really has. You're just a vessel for experiencing this human connection, this human experience, and you realize this person realizes that they don't have the emotional strain on you that they thought they always did. They maybe thought that you were talking about them or speaking of them, longing for them in some form or fashion, and it's just not true. It's not the way things are right now, because they didn't put their best foot forward, and all you want is someone that will try as hard as you do. Life wants something that is as considerable and loyal as you are. And I think everyone is observing this. And I think maybe even in ways that are beneficial. Like, there's certain people that are in your life now that are not going to treat you any sort of sideways. They're not going to look at you weird. They might even be timid in a way that they don't approach you as frequently as other people did, because they're trying to figure out a way to approach you naturally and pure. There's certain people that realize they have nothing left in your life, and there's others that realize that they want to approach you in a way that will be long-term, that they can actually receive the whole aspect of you. Some people or persons really want to engage with all of you. They want to figure you out in a lot of ways, and I think that they're willing to put in the time and effort. And it could be a group of people, I'm saying, that are willing to put in the time to see you thrive. They want to see you at your best, and they want to be a part of it. So with that, you gotta know I love you.